Hi everyone, I'm Colleen. Welcome back to my channel, Colleen Medley Makes. I'm an East Coast native, currently living car-free in Southern California, DIYing my way through renter-friendly apartment updates and wedding planning. Subscribe to follow along. Welcome to my rental refresh series, where I transform my Southern California rental apartment from a millennial gray box to a cozy eclectic home. My goal for this series is to find affordable, rental-friendly solutions that give our apartment major personality with minimal effort. I'm determined to elevate our space with clever solutions and secondhand finds that bring both personality and style. And I hope you'll join me. Today, it's episode 2 of Rental Refresh, and we're tackling my loft space. This space functions as my day-to-day work-from-home office, my at-home yoga studio, and a place for out-of-town guests to stay. And in just the past 72 hours, it's done all 3 of those things. Let's flash back to what this space looked like when we first moved in. This loft space was a big selling point for us when we decided to rent this apartment. From a functional perspective, it offered a separate space for me to work, which is great since I work from home full time, but also it had enough floor space for me to do yoga or other at-home workouts and gave us the ability to host overnight guests, which was particularly appealing since most of our friends and family live across the country. But the ocean view from this space is really what put it over the edge. Immediately when we walked into this space, I knew that I would put my desk right in front of this big window with an ocean view. I was able to bring my desk and desk chair with us when we moved from New York City, which is great because both are ergonomic and the desk is convertible from sitting to standing. I did add in a clear rolling mat from IKEA since this space is carpeted and I wanted to be able to move my rolling desk chair around easily. Right after we moved in, we purchased this couch from Living Spaces, and it converts from a couch into a bed, which was a feature we were really looking for. We loved the saturated blue color and the kind of mid-century modern style. It also had a smaller profile and was much less expensive than purchasing a true pull-out couch, but still offered the ability for someone to sleep on it. We also picked up a couple of black side tables from IKEA, which have removable tops that can also be used as trays. So this is what the space has looked like for the past few months. Functionally, it was working fine, but it was definitely lacking in personality. So in this video, I'm going to tackle a few projects to address that. Okay, so here are the items on my list. We're going to better define the lounge space by adding a rug, some ottomans, a floor lamp, and some plants. Then we're going to tidy up the desk area with cord management and decluttering, and add a pin board and artwork to the wall next to the desk. Then we're going to add some pillows and other fun finishing touches to pull it all together. Let's jump into it. So I just got in a delivery from IKEA with a bunch of items for my loft makeover. So I'm going to unbox those items now. One of the things that I got was a bunch of pillow inserts. These are for multiple rooms in our apartment, not just the loft, but I figured while I was doing an IKEA order, I would just get a bunch of them. They're pretty inexpensive at IKEA, and I thought I would just go ahead and order them for the rest of the apartment too. Okay, this box has the bulk of the stuff. So some more pillow inserts, and I got these in various different sizes, again, for throughout the apartment, but just have variety in the size. And the next item, these are like a cord clip type thing that you can put on the side of a table or a desk, you know, like a bedside table or a desk, that will hold your cords so they don't like fall down when they're not plugged in. So I'm really excited about these. I think they'll be useful on my desk, but also in our bedroom, on our bedside tables to hold like our charging cords. So I got a few of these. And then this is like a cork board, which I want to do a bulletin board next to my desk. And so I got multiple of these panels. I think I only ordered 2, but they sent 3. I may stick with the cork and just leave these as is and mount a few of them. I'm also considering covering these in fabric to give more of an interesting look. I originally wanted to do a fabric covered pin board using foam insulation board, but I was unable to get that delivered without paying $79 of a delivery fee for a $10 insulation board. So that didn't really add up to me. So I had to pivot, and I had a really hard time finding things that would work. So when I saw these cork boards at IKEA, I thought, okay, this could work either just as is, or I could cover them and see if I like the way that looks. So we'll see where we land with this. Okay, and then I'm super excited about this. This is a light, a floor lamp, which I kind of wanted to get it for our living room, but then it's pretty large, so I thought it would take up too much space in the living room. But this light is supposed to give you like a similar glow and vibe to a Christmas tree. And this year, when it came time to take our Christmas tree down, I felt very sad, not because I still wanted the actual Christmas tree up, but because
I loved the glow that it created in our living room and like the vibe every evening when we turned on the Christmas tree and lounged on the couch, and it was just a really nice level of lighting in the room. And so I heard about these IKEA floor lamps that kind of create a similar glow, and so I'm really excited to set this up and have it in the loft space. Even though we can't have it in our main living space, I think it'll still be nice. And because this is all one connected open space, we could still have it on up here even when we're downstairs, and it'll add to kind of the vibe of the apartment. So I'm really excited to set this up. Okay, so the last box definitely has the rug in it, which I'm excited about. I'm not sure how well this is gonna really unbox because it's a rug and we kind of need to lay it out, but I'm gonna dig into this and see how it looks. I love this. And it's like folded up. Interesting. Okay. It almost looks like a blanket, and I think that's kind of what I love about it. So you can kind of get somewhat of a vibe. This is actually reversible, and I'm not sure yet which side I'm going to use. Like this one is more of a tan background, and then this one is more of a yellow background with like I guess it's more of a black. On the pictures, I thought it was more of like a dark blue, but it's like a geometric kind of pattern. But I think it's really beautiful, and the yellow is going to complement all the blue in here really nicely. So I'm so excited to get this laid out once we start pulling everything together. Oh, and there's one more thing I want to unbox. I ordered some pillow covers from Etsy that I think are going to be really beautiful, so I want to open those now. I've never ordered pillow covers from Etsy before, but I really have been missing out. I've always struggled with pillow covers. I feel like places like HomeGoods, IKEA, Target, I feel like there's just really limited options and nothing that really excites me or feels unique. And then I realized Etsy has so many beautiful options. It was actually hard to decide, but I'm really excited about what I found. Okay, so this company is called Monday Moose. That's the Etsy shop. Okay, so the pillow covers themselves, oh my gosh, they're so soft. So they're this beautiful velvet material with a scalloped edge. I mean, come on, how stunning. And a like two-tone green. So I definitely have a lot of colors going on in this loft space, and I'm excited about leaning into that. I think I often have gravitated towards more neutral tones for my like furniture and linens in recent years. Because there's definitely a big trend towards that, or there has been in recent years, of like sort of the farmhouse, minimalist, neutral tone on tone look, which I think is beautiful and can be very timeless. But I've realized it's just not as fun, and our home should be fun. So I think this space is gonna be colorful and layered and fun and playful, and it's my office where I work from home every single day, but it's also like my creative space where I do this, and I want that to be reflected in the choices that I make, in the materials, in the colors, in the patterns, and I hope it all comes together in a cohesive way, or at least in my mind it will. But this is probably like the most bold I've gone in terms of my design choices so far in the spaces I've had, but I'm really excited about it. So this is the green scalloped velvet pillow covers, which I'm so excited to see come together in this space. And hey, if they don't work, they don't work, and I'll put them somewhere else or save them for another day, but I think they're really beautiful.
So the rug was double-sided, and I initially thought I would like the side with the darker yellow background better, but after seeing it on the floor, it felt a bit too busy. So I switched it over to the lighter side, and I think that works much better. I also sourced a couple of striped ottomans from Facebook Marketplace for about $100. I think these are originally from Target. I also had a large pot that we brought from New York. and I thought the mustard color would work perfectly in this space with all of the yellow accents, and I just needed a large plant to put in it. I thought about sourcing this from Facebook Marketplace, but I thought that transporting it may be too much of a barrier, so I opted for ordering a Birds of Paradise plant from Home Depot, and they were able to ship it for free. I considered covering these cork pin boards with fabric, but ultimately decided not to because I thought the natural color complemented the color of my desk and worked with the space. I pinned up a few photos and small art prints to start off my pin board, but I'm really looking forward to growing and evolving this as I collect more mementos. I also want to maybe order a fun calendar on Etsy to upgrade the one that I have. I could also see myself adding more framed art pieces to this wall over time to kind of fill it out more. The loft makeover is now complete. As a reminder, this is what the loft looked like before. And here's what it looks like now. If you're curious to see the rest of my apartment, check out my apartment tour video for a walkthrough of the full space. By the way, if you haven't already, definitely check out my video all about creating this plant shelf on the back wall. That was a fun project and my first video. Now this is what the space looks like if it's set up for a guest, which it recently was. Shout out to my friend Charles who visited last weekend. Thanks so much for coming along on episode 2 of Rental Refresh, where I made simple but impactful changes to update my loft home office space. I hope you enjoyed it and gained some inspiration for your own space. I'm really excited to continue this series as I make my way through the other rooms in my apartment. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos in this series, as well as other content about home decor, wedding planning, and car-free living. See you next time.